Hello, I'm Dr. Gambee, and this is Chapter 2 in the continuing saga of my experiences with the Oregon Board of Medical Examiners period. The quality and content of the board complaint that was delivered in May was unbelievably poor. I now have read the board's order of emergency suspensions and the details of why I was considered an emergency suspension. It's inaccurate and as bad or worse than the original complaint. It is difficult to believe that the board could appear this incompetent. It is maddening to have to keep defending against alleged complaints of which I'm not guilty. It is discouraging that the board is able to suspend my license and to circulate such false accusations against me months before a hearing and effective means for rebuttal. I am all the more determined to stop the wrongful actions of this board. 6 months after my request for a hearing and with the original complaint, and 3 months after the board has suspended me from practice, the board has set the hearing date for December 13th. It took 2.5 years to get my license back in 1997. We'll use every means to prevent that from reoccurring. I'm in good standing among, respected by, and enjoy the support of the medical exchanges with alternative peers in Oregon and on a national level. The board has no expertise in alternative medicine and does not have the experience to establish standards of efficacy and safety in this field, although they have a, quote, expert in integrative medicine that is a substitute for the alternative medical practices that we legitimized in 1995. That is one of the reasons the legislature amended the Medical Practice Act in 1995. Here's an excerpt from the words of Senator Hannan to Kathleen Haley, board executive director and the board attorney, on May 15, 1995, when the Health and Human Resources Committee met. Quote, "Why has the history of the board been to be a witch hunt for anybody who practices outside the normal of the MD? I don't know what it's going to take for the board to get the message that we want you to back off. But frankly, Ms. Haley, a lot of us have had it. What else do we have to do? Do you want us to keep dismantling the board until it's down to zero and it's run by somebody else that's objective and fair and impartial? We're preparing copies of," end quote, rather. We're preparing copies of such conversations with the board that show clearly the legislative intent of that legislator at the time it was passed. The Oregon legislatures, 86 out of 90, wanted the board to back off. We'll be taking the quotes to the current legislators to help them protect the alternative medical law. Thank you for your interest in this case. Please let your local legislators know that you want them to heed information from or about Dr. Gambee, but share your comments and your concerns and your feelings about the need for alternative medicine. Thank you very much for your support.